Hi, Chelsea. How's it doing today?
Good, good. Hi, how are you? Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, great. Great talk with discussing with this series. All right. Let me quick intro of this series. And Japan is getting more and more popular of crypto trend in the bearish market. So, for example, Japanese
Yeah.
government obviously set Web3 as a national growth strategy in last year. And then this March, crypto asset regulation has been clearly specified, especially for NFTs. This April, they also proposed to revise the taxation of holding of issued tokens by companies. And this June, stablecoin backed by fiat can legally able to launch in Japan. And also this September, Japanese government will ease regulation for crypto setup to raise fund. Setup Japan will be able to raise funding for crypto legally right now. So there are a lot of like bullish things going on in Japan right now. And purpose of this series is basically there is two huge barrier between Japanese builders and also crypto venture capital, like you. So that's why I want to introduce our crypto venture capital into Japanese markets through discussions, and then basically build a bridge between world crypto venture capital and Japanese market. So let's get into discussions. All right. So can I ask you like a quick introduction, and then we'll explain what is our Foresight Ventures to the viewers?
Yeah, sure. So I can give a short intro about myself and my fund. So
Mhm.
I'm Chelsea. I work with a fund called Foresight Ventures, which is mainly a Web3 token fund. We have 400 million AUM under our asset. That's because we have this single LP relationship with Bigget, one of the central exchange that's grown pretty quick. But we are independent from them. Like we have independent IC and independent team. So as a fund, we're pretty new actually. We started in 2021.
Hmm.
That's actually pretty late as a fund, and that's like the end of the last bull cycle. There was a lot of new fund. After people make money, they start a new fund. So our strategy is using the media to kind of create the name and network of our fund. So we have created the media called Foresight News in Chinese speaking media, invested Block10 in Taiwan, colonies in South Korea. And now we also have like two new initiatives more focusing on the developer side. So one is called Foresight X, which is an accelerator that's trying to find and accelerate the very early stage, even like solo founders. And the other one is called Open Build, that's trying to bring more people into more like builders, developers, programmers into Web3. So that's all in all is an ecosystem we're trying to build that's like, covering the media exchange wallet and then like the accelerator stuff, like developer side. I'm mainly within the Foresight Venture as investment team. So while we invest is mainly in Web3, that means we want to invest like in something that accrues value in token. So as a fund, what we invest is pretty general. We don't want to limit ourselves to specific owning some kind of ecosystem. So we're open to all kind of different chains, different ecosystems, different theses. So we're open to like not just Ethereum, but also Bitcoin and everything. But there's also a lot like industries and sectors within the crypto as well. So we look at everything like from like game, socials, DeFi, and even like marketing and everything. So we pretty much just look at everything. We just want to look for something that creates value and creates new type of asset, and that's how like high we can bet on.
Great, awesome. So you mentioned about the Foresight Ventures start like the 2021, and then how did it started to like see what's the behind to like this start as a Foresight Ventures? Is it like
Yeah.
like a history? I love it.
I'm not like I'm not I'm gonna be like honest, like I'm not there when they first started like
Yeah.
the fun. I was there after they started a few months later. So I only know like what's happening, like what's happening there. So as far as I know, the money was contributed mostly by the exchange, and there's an independent team that was like only 3 or 4 people in the beginning. And as a new fund, it's pretty hard to kind of, as a new fund among many funds that just started in 2021, it's pretty hard to build your name and build connection. So I think there are kind of three things we did. Firstly, one thing is like research. Like we really, when they first started, like we're really famous for like research. We published like a lot of like VC friends would be like, oh yeah, we read your not we read your research, and it's pretty funny, and that's why we're looking at the same thing. We have thesis or something, and we do events. There was at that time we could do events back in China. So we had some events and then join other kind of conferences, kind of have name. And the third thing was just like the media side we mentioned, as like the setting up like the media brand. And that's kind of help us like kind of set up the trajectory from 2021, like last year. to have people seeing our research, our media, and our presence in different kind of conferences. And that helps people to realize, oh, who is Foresight? What are they doing and stuff?
All right, I see. Okay, so I think it's to deep dive of the Foresight Venture history. And can I ask what's the relationship with between like a big get and Foresight Ventures?
Yeah, like you could think of us as kind of the investment arm of Big Get because most of the money are contributed by Big Get. But I used to describe, Alameda and FTX. It's wrong, but because we are actually independent. Like I would say like we're in a good, perfect position in a way because first of all, like we have Binance Lab, Coin Labs. You can see from the name that they work with the exchange. They have more strategic value from the exchange. They have like more decision making kind of like involved with the exchange, but we're not. We're independent. Our investment decisions and the exchange decision are totally separate conversations. First of all, and a separate team who's like making the decision. Second of all, it's like I actually kind of think this is a good thing. Like a lot of fund need LPs to raise money from, and they need to raise funds for the LP and communication, right? So we don't look out for LPs because we have money from like it's been committed, and then we just like have the maximum freedom kind of to find and look for what we think gonna create a value using tokens or create new type of asset. That's like how we invest.
You say like Foresight Venture asset under management is 400 million. Is all most of them comes from big get?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, I see. So yeah, it's quite super impressed because it's like a middle of the bearish market, right? And then I haven't seen any other venture capital with such like a large amount of money. And also like see BTS too as well. Like when I like see other BTS as exchange the first time, and then okay, like this is exchanges, but the like soon after they are partnered with Messi, and then oh really they partnered with Messi, and then like they got a lot of like famous in this bearish market, and then all the project going down, all the exchanging like a low trading volume, and then how the big get make success in this bearish market, and I'm really interesting about that. And then I want to do like see maybe use for my business too as well. And then will you share some like experience about the how do they get success? And then super impressed.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. So it's very interesting. Like people start to know Big Ed after Messi. Like, right? I kind of like people don't know. It's like, yeah, that's like we have Messi as our spokesman, and that's like, oh, you have Messi. That's like speaks a lot about the branding and the reputation and stuff. So I am not like very involved in Big Ed as the exchange and stuff. I only like meet people from the team and like having some people work with them. So I think there are two things, meaning like Big Ed has been around for quite some years. I think it's from 2017 to 2018. So they've been around for like 6 or 7 years. So what makes they've been doing like they've been working very hard, and I think how they kind of people start noticing them is like also around 2021, like the copy trading. That's what like Big Guys famous for at first. Copy trading, like they have also influencers, KOLs, trading groups, and then how they have other people like very social driven, very like community driven about copy trading. And I know our team like in copy trading and working with influencers are very very well connected with all the influencers and stuff. They work with them for a long time. And the second thing is, I think, like for example, like Messi as the kind of like the marketing strategy of like building the name and getting aggressive and getting the name out is very aggressive. Like in one part is you help you use like you work with Messi, like the top soccer team in the world. Everybody knows who he is. That's why you want to like having him, I think, kind of set up this trust and credibility of the exchange, like because we can work with them, right? So that says something about the brand and about the exchange. And the second thing is like I think the team, as far as I know, they are constantly working on something new to provide to their users. Like for example, this year they started this like launchpad project like very early this year, and they've onboarded a few projects. And the first project I heard like have made some kind of wealth stories. People know like how like from like Launchpad or Spot project, like they made money through that project, and people like are aware of it, and that kind of wealth story effect has introduced more interest into the exchange and has get a lot more attention from the community. So like you said, in bear market, you don't hear a lot of people making money, and that's probably why like the wealth story stands out, and there's not many what other and ultimately like other things I think is going down from like one strategy that we share with big guys. Like when people are getting like less, like when people are more like conservative, we actually want to be more aggressive, because that's a perfect timing for you to be aggressive and to be noticed. It's a perfect time, because like it's bear market, like everybody's like bear market, why not? And then because like when it's bull market, everybody is like making money, everybody's like, why people notice you? It's like so super hard. But I think so in a bear market, there's not many people like doing new things, creating new launchpad or like us investing projects. It's like you get picked up very easily by the market, and then you work hard and people see, oh yeah, it's in bear market, and you're still working hard and you're still trying to make something. That means first of all, you're committed to the industry, to the project. Second of all, you're still working hard. Third of all, you have like that means you still have like the you still have the capabilities and resources to keep going, because a lot of people can't like sustain themselves in the bear market. So I think that says a lot in this bear market, to work hard.
Exactly, that's right. Thanks for thanks for sharing the experience. And then I really agree with keep moving building like the innovation stuff in the bearish market is really important, and also makes you to the road to success into the next bullish market for sure. That's right.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. Okay, I will keep eye on the Bitget, and then so all right. Okay, and then next topic is let's dive into the category discussions, and then I hope this organic discussion will help to all the builders. And then we want to talk about the Bitcoin scaling solution and a new asset like Taproot asset original. So Bitcoins is basically mainly utility is a store of value, and basically you're holding Bitcoin is basically you can prove that as a store of values. But the Bitcoin utility is still way behind of Ethereum's. But in this year, because of the ordinal protocol, and then it's getting changed, and then I would say it has huge potential growing from now on, and the Bitcoin utilities. And let me just share these share some website here. For example, Bitcoin utility 2023. And there is lots of, for example, Bitcoin utility expected to come in this year. And actually our co-host Calum Venture invest in the Unisat too as well. So I'm also very keen into the industry as well. And then okay, let me finish sharing. Well, what would you say is which Bitcoin ecosystem you are keep looking on, and what kind of team or the product you are keep focusing on right now?
So basically I joke about all in Bitcoin when I first time going around telling people yeah, I'm all in Bitcoin. What I'm trying to say is like you mentioned, Bitcoin is kind of far behind Ethereum in terms of utility, application and stuff. But that's exactly why I'm trying to invest in Bitcoin, because there's nothing yet. There's no DeFi, there's no DEX, there's no programmability. So that's the point as a venture capital, to inject capital and help people, builders, to build a new type of ecosystem. So I don't necessarily know whether Bitcoin gonna go down the road like Ethereum building programmability on chain, or maybe moving finish off chain, or they have their native solutions like Lightning's network. I can't say. I don't know which one gonna wait ultimately. A lot of my friends like Taproot, like client validation, and some people are like BTVM is really hot about bringing zero knowledge cryptography into Bitcoin. So I don't think I have to no, I have to bet on one thing. I think everything has their own merits. It's not one thing we win all situation. You can have different solutions, have different repairability. That's all the scaling solutions I'm happy to look into. And I think for what I really cares about is the scalability of the scalable solutions, kind of innovation and what kind of value can create the coin ecosystem. But that being said, that's kind of the infrastructure layer. But then there's also different sectors, right? There's also DeFi, there's also NFT, like Ordinal is really hot. And then there's also like social, like even on-chain gaming and stuff. So there's a lot of things can grow out of the whole like scaling solutions in the part, and like not just like the fundamental layer like scaling solution, but also like different sector gaming solution. I'm also interested, and we do see a lot of like DeFi growing on stacks or like gaming or like NFTs growing on ordinals and stuff. That's everything. I think we're pretty much like unbiased in terms of like the project. Just like technically there's still kind of like advantage and disadvantage among different scaling solutions, and we definitely want to have like thorough review of that. But we are pretty much open to all kind of solutions from at least for now.
I see. Yeah. So we like a lot of like project like basically building like a lot of chain, but why not on the Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the most famous currency, and then it's still not like an ecosystem. Bitcoin is still not like well known yet. And then so that's why I feel like the same thing as well. Like it's still not like developed yet, and there's huge potential from now on the future. And then yeah, I would keep thinking about what is if I'm going to be the investor, which one I'm going to invest, which means like say which one will be like most potential to like say grow, like which one is I want to say which one I want to bet in the Bitcoin ecosystem. I will keep thinking about that. And then yeah, so if I going to if like someone build really good like say infra layer on Bitcoin, and then if we can bring a lot of ecosystem, for example lending and DEXs or like a lot of financial stuff here on the Bitcoin, still we can expect a huge growth in Bitcoin as well. But if we for example just let's say just copy paste like a project and the Ethereum, that could be, I guess it's still going to like has huge potential, but I mean, like to go beyond for the like say what's the massive growth that have seen in other chains, I think we need like something like unique on the Bitcoins, and then such as Ordinal. Ordinal is well like they are like a different from like other NFTs, right? So they are more like a decentralized thing, right? So I'm thinking about maybe like uniqueness of the like a product like application of the Bitcoins could be like something like a triggers on the uniqueness that we haven't seen in any other chains. And so that's why I'm thinking about if I'm gonna invest it, I'm going to like invest in something like a decentralized on-chain asset or something like a really linked to the Bitcoin culture or something like that. But what's your opinions? What would you
Yeah,
like?
I mean, so yeah, I agree totally. First of all, like if there's like because people don't build on Bitcoin because they can't. That's why we're trying to like build like the scalable solutions
Exactly.
and build like the funds, right? So you have to have the fundamental layers in order to have people to build programmability. Like you can't just build a DeFi contract on Bitcoin. And at the same time, I generally I don't generally I think copy pasting might not work in the longer term. It could work because it's very easy to see, because if it succeeds in this time, it might succeed in the next time. The certainty and the probability is higher than creating something brand completely new from the scratch, right? So you have more kind of, you have tested the hypothesis, you have seen the result, you have like these like have more like more certainty. But I think one thing we talk about within our team is like in crypto specifically, like crypto, like the first move advantage is most of the time rewarded very heavily, and it's sometimes the crypto or the like the market only reward the first mover in kind of sectors or ecosystem. Like even though some like people in this like a top or like different sectors like top 2 top 3 still kind of get rewarded, have like market share, but it's like a small market share compared to like the top 1. So that's something I don't generally, I'm not very positive in terms of just copy pasting from Ethereum to Bitcoin. And secondly, it just doesn't work. Like Bitcoin might not have like the same kind of like EVM, like the virtual machine happening on like on Bitcoin. So that might not be able to work if you just want to copy paste it. Third of all, like I think building stuff like, if you want to like completely migrate, like we see this a lot in the last cycle, like altcoins from like, you know, TPS and moving from Ethereum to other things. But I think there are some success stories, but I don't think it's as successful as people expected. because first of all, like the ecosystem, every ecosystem has kind of their own kind of their characteristic. Like DeFi mostly happens on Ethereum because it has the most completed, most scalable, most like most kind of like varieties or choices you can choose in Ethereum. And I said like that's what I usually say, like if you're building like that outside Ethereum, it's really hard to escape the gravity of Ethereum because of the yields, the staking, the APY, all the like opportunity costs happening there. So I think I am more interested in finding kind of new things happening in Bitcoin or other ecosystem. So that means it's like irreplaceable. You can't just, if it's too easy to migrate, it might not stay within the ecosystem as well. Because if you can like move to Bitcoin easily, not Bitcoin, let's just say you can move to like, layer 2 easily, you can move among any layer 2. So the ecosystem doesn't necessarily have its own kind of characteristic or its own kind of value chain going through their own ecosystem. So I don't really like very bullish. I'm not very bullish about like copy pasting directly, but I think it's good to borrow the ideas, but it's not necessarily good to just borrow completely 100% from the original or the old existing system. It's good to kind of, you don't have to reinvent the wheels, but you have to at least create the wheels that can work, that can run on the surface. Like let's say just like Ethereum is like very slow, but Bitcoin is even slower, or Bitcoin even doesn't run or something like that. So I think it's good to have ideas like, I mean, building DeFi or building social building game, that kind of like, that game, that ideas can work, but building a DEX exactly like a DEX on Ethereum, I don't think that's a good idea. Like when you are actually trying to execute. I think it's, it's good, like people see what has happened before, so you could try, but it doesn't have to happen exactly like it has happened on Ethereum. So I mean, I can't predict what's going to happen. Like the bull market is literally about creating something people didn't expect that's going to happen, and then you have like good consensus, right? And that's what's like kind of exciting about the bull market as well, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so a lot of copy paste happening in the like last bullish market, so it won't like going to be that good for the copy paste like another chain or something like that. So we need definitely new things for sure. And then so the thing is Ethereum is going way ahead from Bitcoin, and what is going to build and on Bitcoin, then something different from like what the build in the Ethereum. So well. Yeah, so I think it's Bitcoin is through decentralization more than Ethereum's. Like Ethereum, like I think that has a strong point in the Bitcoin.
It's true. It's more decentralized. Like first of all, we don't have a Vitalik in Bitcoin. There you have Ordinal, you have Lightning Network. It's not like Vitalik says layer 2 and everybody doing layer 2, right? I think that's good and bad. Good thing that people explore different solutions themselves, right? And then let's see how it works out or not. Bad things like sometimes people like builders try and find their own things. They don't actually know what's the best places to put their time and energy into, and that can kind of waste the time. But I think Bitcoin has been there for 10 years. So there's a good reason that they are staying decentralized. And the other things like what to build on Bitcoin, my suggestion for any builder is just follow what's happening there first. Like check out the BitVM like white paper. It's very straightforward. It's very easy to read. Or look at like SegWit or Taproot assets. Like Taproot assets just went alive, and then like building a new type of asset. And then SegWit is like very similar to kind of like a blob in Ethereum, like moving kind of data off chain in order to give storage and stuff. So I think it's just like first, I think in general my just suggest like first know Bitcoin, know what's happening in Bitcoin, and then decide what you're gonna build. Don't be like, oh, this is what I built, and then I'm gonna find everything that fits into my plan. That don't necessarily work. So you have to see what's available there, what's happening there, and then is there something interesting in you, or is it something that's missing you think might be happening, or is that something can be done better, like that something. So you like in general, like I used to give my builders like you have to find the problem you are interested or you think you are able to solve. But most of the time, also choosing problem is a good opportunity. Like choosing a bigger problem, choosing a problem that people like other people care about is also important as well.
Great. Yeah, that's right. And I want to like tell all the builders exactly. So I actually like see because like see you started mentioning about the Bitcoin, like see Taproot asset and also the oil. I haven't catch up with this one for a while, and so I will just keep doing research for this weekend. And I haven't catch up with this like industry, and because of the DeFi, a bit in DeFi, so that's why mainly on the inside of the Ethereum. And when I'm doing keep researching, and it kind of reminds me, okay, yeah, like the initial, like the beginnings of the like kind of innovation, the smells of innovation or something, and I feel like yeah, it's really good to know and then what's happening in right now, and then it's good to know is the research keep researching like in the hottest category always, not like sticking in the one category or something like that. And a really interesting topic. Thank you. So
Yeah.
thank you. Let's go to the next discussions. Another category, DeFi market discussion, discuss future prospect of DeFi market more like generally. Are you personally bullish on DeFi or okay or DeFi or not really for DeFi? What's your positions?
Oh yeah. I'm personally, I find definitely very bullish on DeFi.
Oh,
DeFi, like decentralized finance, is definitely one of the sector we see the real value, like blockchain can bring to the investors, right? You talk about AI, you talk about other things where like, but we are like also trying to understand like what value does blockchain bring to AI or bring to game and stuff. But in finance, it's very straightforward. It's decentralized. It takes out like the middleman. It creates a value. It distributes more value to the like the buyer and seller instead of the middleman, right? So like we've seen the first wave of like DEX, like market maker LP, and second like GMX, like creating a new type of asset. And then we're seeing a sort of things like intent or like trading bot and like stuff in pretty much reduce the trading barriers of traders to the creating other tools available. There are a lot of like innovation happening in DeFi. We're just looking for that one that kind of has like create more value for or like more paradigm shifting kind of innovation we're looking for. Uniswap definitely is, GMX is definitely. Intent in some way is, but I think intent is generally just like it's just simplify the trading process for users. No matter how you do solvers, infrastructure, Uniswap X is more like underlying tools, just like 1inch. It's just giving more functionality and programmability of the user's intent. It's easier for the users, but I have still yet to see what kind of new type of asset, what kind of new kind of value they created in the value chain. But nonetheless, I'm still very much looking forward to what's potentially possible in terms of DeFi or like on chain. Like we just still see like a big trend of like real world asset, like bringing like the bond on chain because like that's probably one of the yield opportunities for people, like so providing. And another thing people argue, like I understand, is like blockchain can bring liquidity to the previous like like fragmented or like on liquid market, like other maybe people talk about watches, they talk about shoes or like other type of like real world assets or like even real estate. We've seen some experiments. We haven't seen much kind of activity going on, following up. But in general, real world asset is something we definitely see the trend is happening. But like what kind of asset you're creating? How do you build a business? What kind of value do you provide for your buyers and sellers? That's like more specific questions people need to answer before the big project. There are some like trying term business model, but I think maybe we need another bull cycle. Maybe we need another new type of business model, or even people like bringing, you can say music as well, like royalty as a way of real world asset. But like, how do you distribute them? How do you create the value to other people's? I think that there can be more like improvements or other solutions can be provided as well.
All right, I see. I see. Yeah, this is kind of like related to like see you will like answer the question, but so yeah, to make more easy and simple for the user, I think is really important thing for DeFi. And then compared with CeFi and DeFi, of course, DeFi, I believe DeFi the future, but basically they have like a both pros and cons. What would you say like what essentially needed for the DeFi to the growth in the futures? So yeah, I think your answer about let's like see deep dive with that.
Sure. Yeah, I can summarizing it. I think in general, what people really like looking for DeFi is new assets.
Yeah.
Like when you first started, like DEX, Uniswap, like the wallet or GMX, it's not easy. or even for ordinal, like trying to people like, like BRC20 or like the token or meme coin. It's not that easy. Like, but it's not because it's easy that people want it. It's because people see like the potential value or like potentially they can make money from it. Let's just be frank. And that's why they spend money trying to do that, right? So I think the ultimate drive is like, what value are you creating for your traders? And that's what prompting. Like, if it's easy to use, like it's not necessarily what makes people interested in it. Like people are interested not because it's easy to use. There's so many things you can use. You can't scroll. You can go on TikTok, like spending your time. You can like read an article or like read and like or watch a movie. Like that's very easy to do. That doesn't mean you have to or you are interested in do it. So it's just lower the barrier. It doesn't mean that people have to go across, like go over the barrier. So it's more about like what's after this, what's like what can you get if you spend time on this. So that's what I'm talking like. It's either can be a new type of asset, can be new value, or can be community or whatever. So there's something people are looking for that you're providing. That's why people are putting their time and money into it. Not necessarily because it's easy to use. It's easy to use doesn't mean people will use it. That's a big difference.
Okay, I see. Yeah, exactly. I want to ask you one interesting question. Do you think you need a KYC for DeFi in the future?
So I think philosophically, like DeFi is because it's decentralized. You don't have KYC, but I also see the point of, or why people are seeing like the demand for KYC, especially for institutional traders, because of all the regulation they're used to, because of the protection of other thing, and also because you want to comply with the law as well. You don't want to be on the other side from the regulators. So I see the point. I also see a lot of people that are complying with the law. Basically, it's sometimes it's not like whether you like it or not. It's more about whether it's whether you have to or not. I think that's the question. I think ultimately it's not a bad thing, especially like let's see for a regulated market like in Japan, in like South Korea, that actually create a bigger market, because for a bigger market, like having a KYC, having a regulation, having the government over it means there's more protection, there's more security, there's more trust. So you like more retail trader or more like normies we call can feel protected, so they can at least try to join the game. So it's in a way like also kind of enlarge the market to kind of having more people join the game and make this a bigger market.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Once like when like a crypto born, like it's kind of like always like they compete with the regulation stuff, and then Bitcoin is basically one of the like first things to make a freedom from regulation, and then lots of people like can join freely or something like that. But they also DeFi has lots of pros and cons, and one of the like big cons is regulation stuff. How we like regulation, some people like see it is as a risk. So that's why like I have to keep chasing with the regulation stuff as how they're gonna deal with DeFi. NFT thing is they have like a find like a story about some sort of the solutions. For example, Japan basically they are legalized what the kind of NFT would be like the used for the what kind of regulation or something like that. But for DeFi, there's not any country have like a set like the clear regulation for DeFi yet. And then I'm as like the founder of the building a DeFi project. I kind of like to keep exploring for the like the for example Uniswap basically they have banned like the API from like some sort of like the wallet address something like that too as well, because Uniswap is like they are based in United States. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Uniswap, I met the team. Their compliance is really, really important for them, like foundation and DAO. It's like they're US entities, so you have to comply with the law. But it's not a bad thing, like because if you have compliance, you have like you can bring more institutions, and that's one thing they're trying to do. So if it's more institution, it means more money, it means a bigger market, and means focusing about it as well.
Well, like basically it's I kind of waiting for the like some decentralized ID project or something like going to more mature, and they're gonna provide, for example, to like just it is mainly for project like users, right? For basically regulation stuff. And if we're able to like provide, like able to decide like a standard protection guideline for, and then like using GID technology and then submit like regulation, and then able to discuss with it, and then if I can like finalize some settlement or something, and that could be something like the most desirable like goal, and but I'm like our company based in Dubai, and then like Dubai is basically as a country like create the regulation create a regulation with builder together or something like that. But I mean, like see if we're going to make more like a realistic approach, and it's still like a lot of things that we need to get over, and then I want to know what's investor thinking about the regulation stuff and KYC, and then because it's kind of pros and cons of the regulation and how we deal with that. Well, but I'm basically a DeFi person, and really I would say I'm crypto native. I'm a crypto native, so basically I don't have a credit in the real world. I have credit in the blockchain only. So that's why, and then I really love crypto, so that's why I keep going forward ways like a DeFi view, like a decentralized ways. But this as a founder, I need to definitely need to consider about that for sure. So
absolutely.
Thanks for the opinions. The next discussion topic, and then because you are Foresight Venture Capitals, and then you are so famous venture capital in the world, and then a lot of builder wants to ask you about what kind of setups, let's say, makes you feel support them. So basically, I think this is not only one reason. For example, like it's hard to say just only one reason. Could be like project idea targeted categories, and then challenging the partner to team, and then more practical GTM strategies, and then everything combined, maybe it makes it feel like support them. But to make more simple, and then what do you feel the most important things to you to make you feel support them for like the condition for ask for setups?
Yeah, I think usually I have just kind of three kind of questions. Like, first of all, what are you trying to build? Like, are you trying to build scaling solutions, or are you trying to be building DeFi and trying to build like a game and stuff? That part is like the biggest questions. Like what you choose to do actually actually takes a big chunk of it. Like creating new scaling solutions could be more valuable than creating game, or creating a new type like mobile version could be capture more market share than that. Like choosing what to build is actually very important for a builder. Second of all, what's your product? Do you what's your product? That has actually a lot of questions like, what do you have a product market fit? Why is your product different? Why people not using other product? Why people have to use your product? That's like the about the product side, right? Firstly, we choose what to build, and the second point is what's your product. And third of all, is because we're venture capital, right? We're very early most of the time. Like sometimes my project like pre-seed or seed, they have a white paper, they don't have a product, right? But the third question is who are you? Why should I believe that you can create what you just told me? Like, what do you have? Do you have track record? Do you have experience building other project? Do you have experience? Do you have resources? Do you have other team? Do you have a team to help build what you want to build? So that's really important as well. That being said, ultimately, I think as a venture capital, I think more and more we're just betting on the people, because betting on the people meaning that there's a lot of things can change, especially in crypto. They can change, they can pivot the project, they can change the product, and even just like you said, beget, or most of the time some people founders find something that really successful. Their product might not be exactly the product they think they're trying to build in the first place, because you have to adapt, you have to change. Sometimes you adapt because maybe there's no product fit. Sometimes you have to insist on what you're providing to the value, because sometimes the market can be wrong as well, just for a short time. So I think betting, ultimately I'm just betting on people to do the right things and have the guts to do it, and also just really really committed to it. I think money is one factor, but money is not the ultimate things. I think you're trying to build something, you're so passionate, you feel like you have to do it. I don't think that means even if you don't get funding, you are still gonna do it. And then a lot of projects came out that way, like Axis or Uniswap or something, not because they are funded by some people, but because they actually want, they think this thing has to be done. and they did it, and then people see the value later. So I think that's what means it's committed. It's not like, oh, if I have the money, I'm gonna go build it. If I don't, I just don't go. That's not committed at all. I think that's a big differentiator I see in founders in general.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, that's great. And then thanks for like the comments. Yeah, I really think so. Yeah, so during like the bearish market, I also like pivoted so many times about business model as well. And then basically I'm good at the B2C business. And then because of a lot of like project as a competitor doing the B2B business, like an infra layer or something like that. So we try to like build on that. And I'm not really got used to, but well, basically we are building for two purpose to raising fund. And then after I discuss with like I already built trust with investor, and then I just sit in front of him and then discuss further. And then I realized that my like previous business won't get demanded after like a deep discussions. And well, let's get back to all the founders, they actually like they keep trying to build, and they keep to what like we should build, and then it's most toughest time for the builders, and then what's most toughest time for builders, and when they haven't decided what to build, and then what you haven't like fully confidence this like product get like say starting market share in the future or something like that. So in the time, I feel like very tough, and then I realized that as I have like realized that this is not like having a chance, and then people business, and then back to like my I'm like the have a like experienced traders, and then back to my normals, and then oh, this is the product that I want to build, and then I'm trader, so that's why I know like what the trader wants. And then so here is the thing is that actually you said, and then I keep building this product even if it not get funding, because I believe this like it will like a lot of people like looking for this product. So that's why it's basically if we keep continuing, and then we can get a market share in the future or something like that. So I think is you got to the point, and then I like hope the like all the builder want to know about that things. And then yeah, so again, is the toughest time is until you find something that you fully able to trust, fully like able to confident that your product able to deliver true demand in the futures. That is the most toughest time, and then once you have to like find it, and then you can just keep building. And so it's little bit easier, little bit easier.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I can't imagine what it feels like to be a founder in that seat, because I know it's hard, but like honestly, if you are not passionate, like there's no like you probably can't like go through that process. It's pretty painful, like as far as I know.
Well, like that's also builder like working hard in British market, so they must have like a lot of they must have lots of like have like stamina, and they have a lot of things to do. So I think they like it would be like good help, like good advice for them for sure. All right, so and I want to ask you about what's the best approach to talk with you, and then let me just share my screen again. And excuse me, and this is Foresight Ventures website. And then can I ask you what is the best approach to talk with you, like if a builder wants to approach with you?
Yeah, they're gonna do it publicly. We think our website, you can like submit your deck, or like just reach out to us from like even from our Twitter, our website, and sharing field, and we have our team like responded if it's interesting. And then for Foresight X, you can apply online as well. And sometimes people like you can get like referral, which can like something we have as well. For both Foresight Ventures and Foresight X, you can apply like online through website, our Twitter, and our public resources there. And otherwise, like feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or on Telegram as well, in order to like share me what you're building. And definitely interesting to take a look and see what you are interested in as well.
Can I ask about more the accelerator program? Is how is like right now is like a project like is going on the selection, or what's the like the acceleration is going to be?
So for Foresight right now, they don't have like a hard deadline for like when to apply. It's kind of rolling base in a way that you can still apply for the accelerator and send your information, and our team will reach out if they see if they see like they're interested in following up to see what's going on. And because like our Foresight X, our team, like as far as I know, is like they are pretty like hands-on, like very much case by case. They don't have to go through like their rigid yeah, you can just apply here. They don't have to have like a specific timeline you have to go through. It's more like depends on what you're building, what's your timeline, what's your current stage, and how they can help. Sometimes people have a product, but they need marketing strategy. Sometimes people have a white paper, they need a like more kind of tech team to kind of flesh out the product as well. So like they have like a full suite of services from marketing demands, marketing, product, tech, and stuff there, and events there. So they're able to kind of help the team in whichever way they are looking for, and you can just apply there. So it's pretty much rolling base. You don't have a hard deadline or cap there yet.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And let's apply right now. Yeah, for sure. Great. Okay. Thanks for the explanation. And then, yeah. So, this is going to be like an interview discussion, going to be the end. But is there anything what you expect for, especially for Japanese market, and then like looking for in the Japanese market?
Yeah, like there are two things, meaning like you said, like the macro, the policy background setting up, meaning the government, the market is trying to look into this side. So that's something from the trading exchange license side we're interested in kind of this new market. Second of all, like we've actually looked at quite some projects in Japan as well. One of yours is your project, and the other one is kind of like LPs, because we see really like good resources in like Japanese founders or companies created like all kind of LP, from animations, from like from stories, from like like media, comics, books, and everything there. And we do see kind of this decentralized IP, bringing IP on chain or top with the royalty, or top of creator economy, or top of other kind of distribution channel as well. That's something we've been looking into as well. And also like Japan is being one of the oldest market in like crypto as well. Like the first Mt. Gox, like the exchange was building from like in like Japanese market, right? So like definitely it's a new market, it's a big market there. So we're definitely interested in what's founders, and they have a lot of like resources and all of like the experience, and sometimes a lot of OGs I know also like in Japan, and like Japanese food, or like Tokyo as well. So like why not?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Japanese. When I started to like the crypto project, and then so basically Japanese wants to Japanese builder wants to going outside and want to interact with international, want to make like more traction in the international. But when I actually noticed where that thing, it is there are so many fans into Japanese culture in the DeFi market and also crypto markets as well. I don't know why, but when I talk with crypto founders,
Yeah.
and then so they are started to mentioning about the like Naruto, or like the a lot of Japanese
Oh,
manga.
absolutely.
Even
Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of my portfolios, I have like my stickers, like manga, like like
really,
Fire Dragon Ball and stuff. Yeah, yeah. They my portfolios, like they have the stickers, the things I put on my laptop and stuff. So it's like manga is super powerful, and most of the founders are really into manga as well. So yeah, it's actually like a mass adoption we are talking about, but like you can use it and stuff. So yeah, manga is really powerful. A lot of my friends are big manga fans as well.
yeah. So I want to tell all Japanese builder is Japanese culture is very strong in the all over the world.
Super
So
strong.
I usually use like Japanese brands to like suppose to like see basically of course to like market to as well. Japanese IP is very strong, very strong. I really realized that once I get out of Japan and then like interact with a lot of like see basically the global market, and then Japanese culture is very strong. So you definitely to use that for the Japanese builders. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what's your favorite mangas, or like see what's your like see most like anime like you are
Yeah,
looking
I didn't read actually too much manga, but I think probably the most powerful, most like influential one is like Dragon Ball. Like
Dragon
that's
Ball?
probably
Yeah,
the most one. Yeah,
Dragon Ball
most
is very
familiar with.
simple and very good.
Yeah.
Very simple, very good. Yeah. For me is yeah, I'm like stick with One Piece. Yeah. Yeah, One Piece is now is funniest point. Like it is really like the most like the interesting point right now. So yeah, if you have time, you can read it too.
Yeah, there's honestly too many, like too much. Like my friends sent me like JoJo, and like they're interested like last year. And I was like, yeah, there's so much happening. I can't keep track of them right now.
JoJo, I haven't read it, but yeah, a lot of friends like fans of JoJo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
very, very high.
all right. So, would you give us like one comment for Japanese builders?
I think just like interesting, like find for I think for building in general is like find what you're looking for. Second of is like don't be afraid to be like, Japanese or global. I think if you're building good things, people will notice. Like you don't and if you find I think crypto is pretty much borderless in a way. Like you'll find people who would like to help you, would like to like, support you if you're building good product, you're building a good community and stuff. Like people are pretty open-minded, I think, in crypto in general.
That's great. Yeah, we're Japanese builder and let's build a good product and keep pursuing like making innovation, and then also people in the world like will notice you like what you're building. Yeah, that's right. Thanks for like the great
Yeah.
comment. All right, and then this is the closing of the discussion, and then thanks for the great discussion on today. The Chelsea, and then now is a bearish market, so meaning it's a good time to build. So
Exactly.
yeah, it is. So I experienced like a solid bearish market, and this is third time my bearish market for me. And but is I actually like see a good builder in this bearish market will dominate next bullish. In this bearish market will dominate the next bullish trend. So example like Uniswap, also they started in the 2018. And then in the middle of the bearish market, and then now get the market shares. So keep building and keep moving forward and keep having spirits of innovations, and then you can find a sweet spot in the market in the next future trend, and then you will get succeed for sure. All right, this is the end of the discussion. Thanks for Chelsea.
Thank you for your time.
All right.